Hey everybody, I'm Garrett.
And I'm Carolyn.
We're Diary of a Family.
We're living life intentionally with you. Welcome to the live stream. It's Saturday afternoon. Welcome Nursing Our Travel Bug. And we have Epic versus Awesome, Connor and Ava. Welcome to the show. We'll wait a few minutes while people come in, but we always have a welcome for you guys. And we have a question for you. We always have a question because we want to know, what's up? What do you like? Where are you at? What's the weather like? Things like that. Today, it's Halloween.
So, for those of you that celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween. For those of you that don't celebrate Halloween, happy hiding.
So that's kind of our question for today. Do you turn off the lights or do you prep that candy bowl? We want to know what is your Halloween preparation like?
For us, it would be when we were kids, it was very rare that we would actually have someone brave going up our dead-end street.
That's your experience.
We were the last ones on the road, but my parents, out of abundance of caution, still turned off all the lights, like at 6 p.m.
So your parents were those parents.
We were those parents, yeah. She was those parents, yeah.
So we grew up in a cute little neighborhood, kind of the suburbs of Seattle. And so we got a lot of kids coming. And we thought it was great fun to have this big bowl of candy. And, somebody knocked on the door, and here's the bowl of candy, and you share that. And then later on, when I was about 10 or 11, we moved way out of Seattle. And nobody ever comes down the road because, I mean, it's a country road. And our nearest neighbors are half a mile away.
We have those neighbors that do the art stuff that were like right there, but there's no neighborhood anywhere near.
So we didn't really have any of that going on. There were a couple of times where we, as kids, dressed up and went to like Christian harvest parties.
Yeah, we would do that a lot, but normally our church would have their harvest party on a different day than actually Halloween. So it would be like the Saturday before or the Wednesday before or something like that. It was never anything like Halloween day, here's our harvest party.
So you can tell how we answered this question. Mainly we turned off the lights. And no, I've never been trick-or-treating. It was not something that my family felt like we needed to do. But we did have lots of fun. I think we focused more on Thanksgiving and Christmas and even New Year's than we ever did. Halloween wasn't really important or I mean, what is it? It's just another night for kids to run around and get sugar highs.
Basically, yeah.
Basically. Well, so to come, we are going to talk about Garrett's NRVTA experience, kind of give you an update because you just finished week 2.
Yep.
Hopefully he graduated. We'll let you know about week 2.
It's my first advanced course. The week 1 is the basic course that every RVer should at least try to attend.
So Garrett's going to tell us a little bit about that, and then we're also going to tell you a little bit about how business planning is going because we do have to plan out a whole new business now and launch that and get that going at the end of his training.
Yep.
But today we're going to talk about family life because kids.
Yeah. If you've seen our title and our thumbnail, you know that something might have happened with our kids.
Wait, do we want to share with them the brand new item that we purchased?
Yeah. Let's get all the happy news out of the way first.
Okay. Nursing Our Travel Bug says when we had our own house, we would put a bowl out and go trick-or-treating. So they just leave it. Woo! And you're saying boo? No, that's no fun that our families didn't celebrate it.
Most likely,
yeah. This year, just gonna chill and watch spooky movies. Well, you got old enough kids; they can enjoy those spooky movies with you. Timothy, we're on the live stream. No.
You can get yourself an apple or a banana.
He already had fruit.
Okay.
He's good. If you're hungry, go get a glass of milk.
All right. Our newest addition to the DFAM collection.
Show it.
We got another camera. Finally. Thank you guys so much for watching all of our videos.
Because
we used the AdSense revenue from our channel.
So, DFAM, this is what you got us.
Yeah.
Up in our game again. This is actually an upgrade from the camera we had that we
Yes.
drowned in May.
Yes.
If you don't know about that, way back in May,
we were hanging out with these people that are on our chat, nursing our travel bug.
Our good M50 camera got left out and the sprinklers drowned it. So we have upgraded again. It's been 6 months of being vloggers without a vlogging camera.
We did a lot of our videos on our GoPro.
Yep.
We have a GoPro Hero 8, which is a great camera.
It is a good camera.
It's just, there's a lot of nice things you can do with an actual camera. So it is a Canon EOS RP, and we absolutely love it.
Well, he loves it. I don't know what I feel about it yet because the thing weighs, I don't know how much it weighs more than the other camera.
It's about a pound or so more.
I'm going to have to lift some weights, you guys, just to be
exercise.
able to manage holding the camera and, like, I mean, vlogging with it. I'm like, my arm is going to cramp up very quickly.
We'll just put we'll just put that small tripod thing on it, so you can just hold it out like this instead of trying to...
put more weight on it. Anyway,
it's lighter than the
Jiraj Schneider has joined us. Hello. And I have a Canon EOS 40D. Very nice. Very nice. We're excited.
This camera is lighter than the camera I'm using at the NRVTA, which is a Panasonic Lumix GH5S, which is a fantastic camera, but it's a beast.
It is a beast. I've moved that thing and I'm like, what the heck? This thing weighs 5 pounds.
And they want me to put it on a Ronin S gimbal.
A gimbal that's like that
it's
big?
Like this, and you move it around like that.
Anyway, he's doing some cool shooting for the NRVTA.
Yep.
For those of you who have joined our channel recently, Garrett is, we are currently on campus at the National RV Training Academy here in Athens, Texas. Garrett is 2 weeks into a 5-week training course to become a certified RV technician.
They gave me this snazzy hat after I finished week 1. So
it's awesome.
National RV. I like this hat better. I might see if they can make me another hat with like this kind of style. But I'm not picky.
Yeah. I mean, you got it after you passed the class.
I did.
So, I mean,
well, week 1.
So Garrett's going to share a little bit about that. So those of you who've just joined us, we want to know, for Halloween, are you the people that turn off the lights and pretend you're not there? Or do you prep that candy bowl and get ready for all the trick-or-treaters?
Or did you go out as a kid and went nuts crazy on the town?
Jiraj Schneider says, I took a photo of the wedding just today, and I'm very satisfied with this camera.
That's awesome.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, we like our camera. I think we want to do some videos on it and see how it looks in the editor first. But had I had a little more time, I was trying to troubleshoot something today.
We will be trying to get this camera attached through to OBS Studios and do our live streaming on it. Right now we're just on Garrett's phone, which, I mean, that works. But we do like to use the best technology that we have to give you the best view as we do our live streams. So.
And that's one of the reasons why
National Adventure has just joined us. Welcome.
And that's one of the reasons why we got this specific camera. A lot of the mirrorless cameras nowadays, including this one, allow you to live stream, use that as a webcam. So that's a fantastic way for us to bring a really nice viewing experience for you guys.
All right, so you joined in, probably having seen our thumbnail. The kids are
in trouble.
Well, they've worked off most of their trouble. But okay, first off, did you get that photo of Eddie in the editor here? You didn't?
I didn't have time.
Okay, you guys.
The problem is that it changes to a weird.
Tell you what, when we're done here, we'll stick it on Twitter. We'll put it on.
We'll put it on our Instagram.
He looks like a prize fighter, you guys. He doesn't even need any Halloween
he doesn't
makeup.
Need makeup.
He is. Put some boxing gloves on his fists, and he could be a prize fighter. So 2 different accidents, 2 different nights. Timothy was pulling him around on a blanket and pulled him through the bedroom door, and he totally scraped the side of his face on the door jamb.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it got all puffy right away. It's all red and, yeah, very sad looking. The very next night, they collided heads. You guys, they collided heads. And so his other eye is puffy and black and blue. So he's got, like...
It's nuts. It's absolutely... It's
classic.
It's classic boyness.
Oh, but, him and his happy-go-lucky self, and then his face all screwed up like that. I'm just like, oh, you're so adorable. Let's dress you up as a prize fighter.
Yeah.
Our National Adventure says they have a Sony A7
A7 III.
A7 III.
Yes, that is a very nice camera as well. For us, we are liking the Canon, a lot of the things that Canon are, and so we're just going the Canon route.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with anybody else's cameras. Sony, Panasonic, Canon, they all make really great cameras, and the technology has advanced so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we absolutely love most of these cameras, and you know.
All right, well, so Eddie looks like a prize fighter. He actually has been staying out of trouble, although I keep finding him climbing into things, up into our closet to get stuff out. Oh my gosh. And he's not even 4 yet, but he's climbing on everything. But I reached a new parent level, the next parent level. You know how you have levels as a parent?
You're talking about last night?
Last night,
Oh,
I
God.
reached the "you're ruining my life" level.
We made it. And before the age of 10.
Yes. I think that our eldest was a bit tired. But yeah. I was ruining her life. And it was about an hour and a half of drama at bedtime and after bedtime. But
Over a notebook.
yeah, she'd left her notebook and it was dark now. And Garrett wasn't letting her go out to look for it. Anyway.
Thank you, Nursing Our Travel Bug, for posting
Yeah.
our link to our Facebook page.
Thank you very much.
We're also on Twitter and Instagram. We're not doing a ton on social media right now, just because of the class. The class has
He's gotta
taken so
focus.
much out of
Yeah.
us, and that is why if you're watching our videos on Wednesday, we're still in St. Louis, even though technically we're in Texas. You know, we did a whole bunch of videos while we were there, and you guys are getting able to watch our time there.
Yes, so our last video, our Wednesday video, is on Cahokia Mountains. It's in Illinois. Great place to visit.
Yeah, lots of history there.
Yeah. We did not get a chance to see their visitor center, which probably has a lot more information, but they do have a few informational boards, and you can climb up to the top of the pyramid. Yeah, there's a pyramid in the United States.
That's awesome. Well, they're very closely related to like the Aztecs in Central and South America and all that. So they just came up the furthest north.
Yep. So any of you out there who are parents reached that level yet? The "you're ruining my life" level? I was like,
I was hoping that would wait till like
ding, 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 ding.
12
I
or
hit it.
13.
I don't know what came over the child, but I'm ruining the child. I'm ruining her life. It's not fair.
Yes, thank you, Nursing Our Travel Bug. Also, all those links are in the description of our videos, so you can watch those there.
For those of you who are tuning in after this live stream, feel free to comment and to check out the rest of our channel.
Absolutely.
We are asking the question, do you turn off the lights on Halloween? Or do you prep the candy bowl? Are you embracing the holiday? So, all right. So the kids actually got busted today.
Yeah, and
We are acquainted with and becoming friends with the owners of this beautiful park and campus.
well, and it was the managers, not necessarily the owners.
But you know, we try to take good care of all the RV parks that we're a part of, but especially
Exactly.
this one, because this one feels like home to us.
Yeah.
Our children were allowed to. You want to tell that part of the story?
Well, they had asked if they could go over to the clubhouse. We can see the clubhouse right here from where we're at. And they said, can we just go play around by the clubhouse? And I said, hey,
Playing with a friend.
don't get in trouble.
Don't get
Don't
into any
do
trouble. Yeah.
things you know you shouldn't do. And okay, we'll be good. We'll be good.
So that was last
And
night.
so that was last night.
You can't. You went over there.
Because you had gone to vote.
I had.
I went voting earlier. I came back. She went with Eddie down to vote, and the kids said, "Hey, they wanted to go play with one of their friends."
Okay, so that's fine. They were only over there for what, an hour and a half?
45 minutes to an hour maybe.
And Garrett got him and brought him back here for dinner, and we put him to bed.
Yeah.
And this morning we get a knock on the door from the manager, and she's like, I found Emma's notebook. It was in the clubhouse. Was she and Timothy over there with
They need to
a bunch
come
of
over
kids?
to the
They
clubhouse.
need to come over to the clubhouse right now. They made a huge mess, and I'm like, oh dear, what did they do? They left games out. They left this out. They got into the refrigerator. They ate a bunch of stuff out of the refrigerator and left sticky mess everywhere.
So
I am like, you have got to be kidding me.
They ate like a jar of maraschino cherries. They ate a jar of fudge.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
It was not just our children. I think there were at least one other child that was probably the instigator, but we're not going to point any fingers.
Yeah.
My children should have known better.
Nobody, I don't know if anybody actually said, it was my idea, I'm sorry, this was what happened. Nobody fessed up to what happened, but we know who was involved.
Yes. So, needless to say, they got a big talking to by the manager, by the lady who's in charge of cleaning as well, because, I mean, she was, like, irate, like, this is my job, I have to come in here and clean this place every single day.
She shouldn't have to do that.
No, so got the kids all together, and they cleaned all afternoon long. It took them about a solid hour and a half. We were in the building for a good hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And they did everything that she would have done. So everything, like inside the refrigerator, outside the refrigerator, all the doorknobs, outside all the windows, inside all the windows, all the countertops, all the way down the counter sides, because, I mean, they had dripped all this maraschino cherry juice everywhere. Mopped the entire floor. Oh, my gosh. They were so tired when they got done.
You give them an inch, they take 10 miles, and next thing you know, you're back to an inch.
Well, as a parent, I was like, I don't have to teach them this. They are learning it from someone else, and they are taking good notes.
Well,
they're not whining,
we can
they're
tell
not
them
complaining.
until we're blue in the face not to do something, but then all of a sudden a manager or somebody else comes up and says, you need to come back, please. And that's probably going to leave a bigger mark for them.
Nursing Our Travel Bag, thank you. They attached the link to our last video, seeing the pyramids. So much cool there in Illinois. So.
Our plans, our goals are for our kids to help them learn responsibility, and respect at this age, so that when they get older, because when you try and teach these lessons when you're an adult, normally other police get involved and things like that happen, and you end up
worst case scenario.
Yeah, worst case scenario.
So we are teaching them respecting themselves, respecting their siblings, respecting the land, the people around them, the property around them.
Yeah.
Yes. And I made them apologize.
They're not banned. They're banned from that side of the campground.
Yep. They have to stay near our trailer, this side of the campground. I'm pretty sure that their friend is also banned from even playing with the kids for a while, just because she's going to have to be under her mom's eye the entire time. Yeah. And, it's tough being a child sometimes, but hopefully this has left a mark on them.
Yep.
And that they will understand how difficult it is to do a job, because they did her job today.
Yeah.
They did. She directed them in what they were to do, and there were two others of us here, two other moms, crossed arms. No, you're not doing it right. Nope, do it again. But I was proud of my kids, because normally they whine and complain about chores. But
I think the way Emma was reacting was she knew that what they did was not right and not okay, and they got busted. Of course, it didn't help that Emma's notebook that she was whining and complaining over all night long was
Found
probably the
on the
culprit that
premises.
let the park staff know that who was
Who
involved
was
in this.
involved, exactly.
The other thing is, I think there might be security cameras.
There is a security camera in there. They were pointed out to the kids. Look, there's a security camera
They
here.
probably sat there and watched.
who has done what, you know.
Part of me wants to go and see about watching the footage of it.
No, I'm done. They have received their punishment in full.
Yeah.
They did a good job. They got the work done, and hopefully it sticks in their mind and they don't.
That's
do
the
it anymore.
old law enforcement inside of me. Just like
No. Anyway, any of you have that experience with your kids? I mean,
it sounds like Will. Must have been Will again. No, they've gotten over the Will stage. They're into the other.
Nursing or Travelbug says, get Todd to yell at them. They will never go outside again. Yes. Todd is one of the owner's son-in-law, and he's part of the NRVTA as one of the master instructors.
Yeah.
And he's a very big guy. You got to go see his channel.
2 beards and a babe.
Just to go see his beard. It's pretty cool.
It's about down to here. I have a baby beard compared to his.
Well, and then he's also doing Todd's Tech Tip Tuesday on the NRVTA's
Facebook and
YouTube,
and all that.
yeah.
Yep.
Those are fun. I look forward to the Tuesday video. So,
always good tips.
okay, leave the poor honeybee alone. Well, Garrett, let us know what you did this week at the NRVTA. What was this week about?
Well, because the class sizes have gotten so big, despite COVID, a lot of people are actually looking at changing their jobs around.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the RV industry is just exploding, like
It is
massive. Well, one of the things that people are looking into is, well, how do I service my own rig? How do I take care of my rig? How do I maybe get another type of job?
Yeah.
Well, there's a huge, massive need for certified RV techs. Whether you want to work at an RV dealership, whether you want to have your own business. Honestly, doing your own business is probably the best way to go.
Yeah.
Because then you control your schedule, you can travel how you want. And that's the route we're choosing to take. But so for week 2, they split up the classes because of the amount of students.
Because normally they'd have like 8,
They would have
10
like 8
students
yeah.
right, in the class, right?
And they had 16 per class. So they had
Wow.
32 people basically
to continue on
doing
past the week 1.
the tech course and the certified tech course. So they split up the classes, and one half was going to learn about RV refrigerators and the other would learn about AC units. The crazy thing is, the RV refrigerators that you learn about are not your normal house refrigerators.
They're the propane refrigerators.
Propane electric refrigerators.
So what did you learn about this week?
So
The
I was
refrigerators?
initially scheduled to learn about refrigerators.
Okay.
Well, then there was a guy that came in. All he needed to do was take the refrigerator class instead of the AC class. So Lady E came and asked me, hey, would you be willing to do the AC class? I'm like, sure. No problem. Not a big deal.
So you did ACs
So
this week.
I learned about ACs.
Who is your instructor?
Leon. Leon Booth was my instructor, and he has a business out on the oil fields in Midland,
Texas.
Midland, Texas. If you've ever driven out there,
It's flat.
there's flat.
hot.
There's nothing but oil fields for hundreds and hundreds of miles.
And so many of those oil fields have these RV parks. So the guys rent an RV,
Yep.
live out of the RV, run that AC as hard as they can in the
110
summertime.
degrees
Yeah.
all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
crazy. So the type of wear and tear that they get on those RVs are massively.
I mean, especially the AC. So that's basically most of Leon's work, right?
Yes.
Is repairing ACs that have burned out.
Well, no. The thing is that he does it all. Like normally, he'll be here and he'll teach the majority of the classes. He
Mhm.
knows enough about all of it that he will go, and so he'll be doing water heaters and he'll be doing a few of the other classes as well. But that was just the first week.
Now he has some history with the course before it was even the National RV Training Academy, right? He took one of the classes.
He took basically at the time it was the only course available, and it was the level 1 course that Mr. Cooper taught on the road.
Right, he was traveling around the United States teaching this class.
So he started, it was like, oh, I'll go traveling and I'll go do a bit, like I'll start a business, blah blah blah. He made it as far as Midland, Texas, which wasn't very far, and all of a sudden realized that it was a gold mine for RVs needing work. And the majority of his knowledge comes directly from working on RVs that have been put through the worst conditions known to mankind.
Nursing Our Travel Bug says, Leon, the king of Freon. I
Except
love it.
they don't use Freon anymore.
They use another kind of gas.
They use another kind of gas called Puron.
Okay, so we're not going to get too deep because this is our family chat channel. We just wanted to get a quick update from you. So you've had 2 weeks.
Yep.
You passed your class this week?
Yes.
How well did you pass your class? Just barely?
I got 88%.
Okay. All right, 88% on the written.
On the written.
Okay.
And that was the only part that was actually graded.
Okay.
There was a hands-on part, but all they do is they put that piece with your test score, and it shows that you did a lab to
diagnose a machine that was not functioning.
Well,
Very cool.
We ended up
so
diagnosing
some.
Well, I diagnosed about 10 ACs.
Very cool.
And they're all kinds of different ranges, from one that wouldn't work at all, basically, to multi-zone units, to ones that the wiring was messed up on, that
You've
kind of stuff.
You've had them all taken apart and all the wiring all.
Yes.
He's done it. He's had hands-on. He's ready to go for ACs. Hot diggity dog. Okay.
Yep. So, I've learned all about our ACs.
So what's your tip for those of our watchers who have AC units on their rigs? What is your top tip for ACs? Keep them clean?
Keep them clean. Airflow is king.
Airflow is king.
Everything in the AC units revolve around proper airflow. So if you have a duct that is clogged up, if you have a duct, let's say, that wasn't properly installed, and there's like a flap hanging down, or like spray foam insulation got into a ducting, you can affect the quality of your ACs.
Okay.
And if you have those kind of problems, you might be like, well, I'm not getting any cold air. It's working, but I'm not getting anything. But your AC unit is still working. Yeah. And it's still working a lot of times even harder than it should be, which is why you have a lot of issues. It's trying to meet the demand that you give it, saying, I want it, 75 degrees or 71 degrees in the trailer. It's saying, okay, I need to get my thermostat down to 71. Well, if it's not properly working,
then it's working really hard.
Then it's overworking to try and get down to that temperature, and then that's when you have issues. So the majority of the problems that you run into with these trailers are electrical, and a lot of it is user error.
All right, there you go. Airflow is king for your ACs. So let Garrett know if you have any issues going on with your ACs. If you're heading out to Quartzsite in January, we're planning to be there.
Yep.
So
you can email us at connect@diaryofafamily.com and let us know if you're going to Quartzsite and if you need work done on your RV, and we'll start communicating with you and kind of narrow down what needs to be done, and we can get that done while we're at Quartzsite.
So you have 3 weeks to go to get through the entire thing and then take the certified test. And next week is refrigerators.
Next week I'll be learning about refrigeration. The class I saw last week, because they were doing their class in another room, they were
tearing them completely apart, weren't they?
There was just things all over. There were just refrigerators all over that space. It was nuts.
What did they call that? It's called their petting zoo.
The petting zoo.
The petting zoo, you guys. There's so many different, like, they have so many different AC units and refrigerator units. They have to have like one of each of the major types of everything, so that you can get your hands on it, because you're going to see it in the field. So that's pretty cool.
And that's the big thing that Mr. Cooper, that Todd, that Leon, that all the different instructors at the NRVTA want you to be able to do. As adults, we learn best when we have our hands on something.
Yeah.
Learning all the theory has its place, and there are people that learn really well via theory. But when it comes right down to it, you need to be able to get in there with a screw gun. You need to be able to get in there with your voltmeter and test and find out what the problem is.
So I get to do a little bit of that, hopefully in the near future, as we're getting ready for starting up your business. We both need to be kind of up to date on QuickBooks, and so I'm going to need to take some QuickBook classes. We've already found someone who's going to help us set our business up properly, get everything tax planning wise done, do it the right way, get our LLC planned out, and he has some great resources too for learning QuickBooks. So I'm going to be studying some.
Do we want to show them?
Oh yeah, show him your toolbox. He has all kinds of fun goodies here.
During my first week of the advanced course, we were digging into stuff, and I brought the tools that were recommended to bring.
Like 3 tools?
Like 3 tools that were recommended to bring for the class. Well, I probably should have brought something a little more substantial.
He felt a little
inadequate.
A little inadequate as a male technician. Okay.
So these are all things that needed to happen, and I needed to get them. So
he loves his toys, you guys.
This is my new and improved RV Tech tool bag.
Really, you guys, that's all he needs.
That's about it. There's a few things that I probably could use, but
I mean, the rest of it is going to be like stuff you have to purchase.
Yeah.
To use on the rig, like the insulating tape and cleaners. And
insulating tape, cleaner. There might be there's a couple like testing and diagnostic tools that you could probably use, but for the most part, everything you need I have right here. And then I'll show you one of the tools. This is not a heart rate monitor, not a blood pressure cuff. It is called a manometer.
A manometer?
Manometer. And it tests the manometers.
It reminds me of a sphygmomanometer.
Sphygmomanometer?
It's a blood pressure cuff.
Yeah. So this tests your propane.
For leaks.
For leaks. Yep. You basically plug it in next to or on top of your burner assembly on your RV, and you can test the pressure inside your propane lines.
So he's already tested ours. We do not have a leak. Woohoo!
Well, she was worried every once in a while we'd get a smell of propane near our propane tanks.
Yeah, near the tanks.
Basically
outside, not inside.
Yeah, outside. But basically all that is there is pressure relief valves within the regulators, and that is constant. Every once in a while, that is, releasing gas to lower the pressures. Yeah. So
it wasn't something as catastrophic as our friends Michael and Lane went through.
Well, they lost their
Loftus Party of 6. You check out their YouTube channel. Recently, I think it was this summer. Yeah. They had their big onboard tank.
Their onboard tank for their Class A went out. Got a hole in it.
Like they had firefighters there, and they had to drain the entire thing.
Yep.
Drain the entire thing. Just
and
I
think right now, I don't know if they've gotten it replaced or not.
I saw recently. I don't know if it was on YouTube or something or on their Instagram, but they had a friend who could do the welding to get that hole patched up. So. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. But anyway. All I know is that those tanks, those 100-gallon, 100-pound tanks, or 100, I don't know, they're big tanks that go in there. They're
Yeah.
not supposed to be serviceable,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't expire. So you're supposed to be able to use them, but to
Yeah.
replace one, it's almost, I think it's like $2,000 to
Oh, that's
$3,000
so crazy,
to
you
replace
guys.
that.
So
So
crazy.
you always have the option of just hooking up a standard propane tank to that system, so you can use it that way. So that's what they were using.
Yeah.
Until they get their other one fixed.
Oh my goodness. Some crazy stuff that goes on when you have an A class above, like, you know, when you just pull it behind you. Because A class is everything is like built in. Everything
Yep.
is a system upon a system upon a system. So, yeah, we are working on business planning now. Because of the kids' fiasco today and having to clean, we have not started on any of that. But this evening, we're going to pound out a bunch. We got to get a business plan written out on paper.
We're still live, son?
Buddy, I don't think we have gum. Why don't you wait? We're only on live for like 15 more minutes. Okay?
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Interruption number 2. Oh my goodness. What was I saying? Oh yeah. We have to write out a business plan. We have some questions to answer before we have our meeting with our lawyer to get the business all set up.
We definitely want to get this set up correctly from the get-go.
I mean, and that's going to save us money in the long run for tax purposes and stuff.
Yep.
But we are completely new, completely green with this whole business model.
And the way that I set up my business when I was running GS Lighting Solutions was very, very simple, but it also wasn't probably the most effective way to run it as far as the taxes and stuff.
Our CPA wasn't as helpful as this CPA is being because he specifically works with small businesses. So we're excited
people that travel.
People that travel.
Travel
for
taxes
their job.
is a whole lot different than just doing W-2 stuff.
Yep. So we are not going to share too much about that, but maybe in the future as we learn, we'll share more. But there is the possibility that we can become an affiliate for this CPA too. So if you're planning to do some side hustle, some job that requires that you can travel, that requires a private business license, we'll be able to give you that information. So anyway, Nursing Our Travel Bug, thank you so much for putting that link in there. They've just put our PayPal link. Any money that you put into that PayPal right now will just help with setting up this business, and really, it'll help maybe buy some Christmas presents for our children. We'll see. We're not hurting for money at this point, but we are gearing up steadily to go live in January.
We decided that it was worth it for us to just focus on getting this business going instead of trying to find like a temporary job for her that would be like per diem or something like that, because we have a lot of work that we need to do. I'm still doing work camping stuff for the NRVTA, and that just takes up a lot of time.
It does, and the kids are really enjoying having more time with me. We're keeping up on their schoolwork, and we're doing fun activities as well. But as it is, I am glad for this break. And then once we have Garrett's business all launched in January, we'll see about getting me back into another contract. So those of you who are in here for nursing, like travel nursing stuff, we'll get to that. We'll get back.
We aren't quitting travel nursing.
No.
But there's so much stuff that goes into starting up a successful traveling tech business, RV tech business.
Yeah.
Granted, the majority of the techs that I have heard are literally like the work comes to you. You have way too much work all the time, and you basically are like trying to pick and choose what to do. There's a lot of things. One of the guys was like, "Yeah, sometimes I'll have 10 jobs in a day."
Whew. That's a lot of work.
10 jobs, that's 10 hours
that's
at
a lot
$150 an hour.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and you charge what the going rate is for labor.
In that area.
Mm-hmm.
Don't undersell.
Don't undersell, and basically you are getting the same amount of work, probably a higher quality of work
Yeah.
than you would get at an RV dealership. And most RV techs can do the warranty work, but sometimes it's just extra paperwork. But
So it's all up to the tech whether he'll do.
Yes.
He or she will do warranty work. So there you have it, you guys. If you are interested in becoming an RV technician, get a hold of us. Let us know, and we'll get you hooked up with the information you need from the NRVTA. And really, I mean, out of the gate, after 5 weeks, you are ready to set up a business and get rolling.
Yeah.
And for the amount of money and time that you put into the education, it's really so short. It's such
and it's actually it's not that expensive.
No, it's under 10,000. So I mean, if you're going to go through a program at a school to become certified in something,
most trade schools, you're looking at probably 10,000 or more for the course, but that's still cheaper than college, and you're probably getting a better paying job that actually is in a field that people need work in.
Yeah.
So, trade schools are definitely a very great option, but the NRVTA, if you're wanting to travel and support your travel while you're on the road, please look into this. And the thing that you don't have to be just a grease monkey, like, I've been working on cars for 30 years, blah, 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 blah.
No, you don't have to have any experience at all in that area. I mean, if you have an RV, just going through the first week of class is going to help you in maintaining your vehicle. And that's all you have to do. You can just do maintaining RVs.
Exactly.
You don't have to go diagnosing anything if you don't want to.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
I mean, like, Garrett, you don't really climb on a roof all that often because a lot of the RV roofs don't have the weight ability to hold up your weight and, just being up that high. So you can say, no, I don't do anything on the roofs, or find a way around it where you don't have to.
There's other ways that you can disperse your weight and move up and down.
But I mean, there's other things that I don't do anything with black tanks. Nope, no black tanks. Sorry.
The funny thing is, just a warning: if anybody watching has not had black tanks worked on, RV dealerships normally charge double their hourly rate.
Yes, because of the filth and the need for extra.
Because the majority
cleaning.
of the time they have to empty the tank.
Yeah.
And then they have to get in there and fix the problem. And they also normally pick the new guy to go in and do that one as well.
Oh, poor new guy.
But there are tricks around it. If you're having like small leak or something like that, there's a way around it.
Yeah.
So it's not completely hopeless. You can't use the bathroom anymore. You can still use the bathroom, but.
Well, one thing this guy hasn't been able to figure out yet is our RV microwave. And Furrion says basically there's no serviceable parts. So if it goes out, that's it. You got to scrap it. Well, we've been trying to fix it. We've changed some fuses. You changed some fuses. They keep blowing out.
They keep blowing the 20 amp fuse.
Now the switches is what you were figuring out today, and that blew as well.
Well, I think getting a higher amperage fuse probably just made the problem worse, because those were 10 amp fuses or 10 amp switches. And the ones that I got, everything was the same except they said 15 amp. But that meant that whatever's causing the power surge that is causing the problem, just as soon as I plugged it in and started it, it tripped the breaker and blew the fuse instantly. So I
still don't have a microwave. It's a convection oven too, you guys.
Yeah.
And I've only used it like one time, and I was like kind of excited to like learn a little bit more about convection ovens. But it's broken. I can't use it. So
and the replacement is $400.
$400 for a brand new one, you guys. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to find if there's a used one somewhere or something anywhere
something that's not going to cost us $400. Okay, well, speaking of $400, this guy and our friend Jerry from Galleon Adventures changed out our awnings. Our awning arms for the front awning when it got all busted up. when was that? July, August? August, a crazy storm came through and totally screwed up one of the arms. And it cost us $400 to get the replacement arms, and then
and that was
an afternoon of work.
It probably would have been close to $1,000 for if we took it to a dealership, and we probably would have had to wait till we would have been waiting till probably about now to get it fixed.
So that's the video for Wednesday. Check it out when you can. It premieres at 7
p.m.
7 p.m. Central Time. So you can get on, and Garrett will be on the chat. But it was actually a really fun day. I mean, I got to sit and drink tea with Kel and just enjoy her friendship while you and Jerry were all
up there
fixing it.
Yep.
It actually wasn't too hard a job.
Yeah. Nurse Now Travel Bug said Natasha fixed our microwave.
Woohoo!
New door switch. Barb Villa to the rescue.
Barbilla?
Barbilla.
Okay, cool.
You can hire her services if you like. Well, the thing is that the door switches is what I changed out.
And it didn't work. So there's something else going on.
So the problem that's going on with this thing, it's probably a commonly known problem, but because there's no other way around it, it's literally like...
I just think it's hilarious that, I mean, we've only had the rig for 2 years, and this microwave's already gone. I'm like... We had a microwave in our house for like 6+ years, and it was fine.
Yeah.
What is up with RV microwaves?
Well, you can go to maybe that's just what we'll have to do, is just get a microwave that we can...
Where's it going to go? There's no...
Well, you can put it up above right there. I'll just have to make something to set it up on.
But then we lose our venting above the stove, which is another major issue, you guys.
They literally designed that microwave to go right there, and it has a vent hood for the stove.
Hello.
My thinking is that there's some grease that got onto some of the electronics. And...
Fried it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense why you would create it to vent through the microwave, but not create it in a way that doesn't burn out all the electronics.
It looks like it's supposed to be kind of separate, but when I was changing the fuse, I was feeling grease on the fuse. So there's something wrong with it, and right now I think it's beyond. I could try and get another switch in there, door switch, but it's just trying to do a temporary fix, which isn't actually going to fix it.
Yeah. Oh well, there you have it. RVs aren't necessarily put together in great ways, and you can have issues because of that. But
RV Kids told us, Nurse Now Travel Bug said that RV Kids told them about a microwave convection air fryer combo.
Ooh, yes, ours was not an air fryer; it was just the microwave and convection oven.
Yep.
So air fryer too, huh?
That's cool. Well,
yeah.
and that microwave is huge.
Yeah.
It's very possible we can find something that would be able to fit in there and make something...
space behind it? I mean, I just don't see how we can vent.
We would just have to use our...
We have to have that hood that vents because we set off our fire alarm all the time if we can't vent to the outside. You guys, I make pancakes and it sets off the fire alarm. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's just pancakes.
Yeah. It's really, really frustrating, and the only solution that anybody in the RV community says, well, just buy another one.
We don't have $400 to throw around.
Yeah,
Hi, Diana DeForest. Welcome. She says, our convection died too. Microwave part works still. Oh, well, that's cool.
Our whole thing died.
Looks like it has to be replaced too. I'm sorry. Yeah.
The other option that I thought would be to get one of the cheapo microwaves and put it in the outdoor kitchen. It's a little inconvenient, but it would be a microwave. And you could say, hey, we got a microwave.
It's very inconvenient. But how often do I actually use the microwave? Heat up a rice pack, heat up random things at lunchtime.
Yeah. It would take up a lot of counter space. My tea that's gone cold.
Yeah. I've been drinking, so I like to drink orange juice, but I like to heat it up when I have a cold, you know, for sore throat and stuff. It sounds kind of funny, but I've had to pour it into a saucepan and heat it on propane.
Yep.
So, well, for those of you who are going to celebrate Halloween today, enjoy yourselves. For those of you who are going to turn off your lights and hibernate, enjoy that as well. Have fun hiding from the trick-or-treaters. Stay safe. And check out our video on Wednesday. That's going to be a fun one with Garrett and Jerry changing the awning. And we'll look forward to seeing you next Saturday after Garrett has completed the refrigerator portion of the NRVTA.
Yeah. Well,
you feel good about that? Excited?
Yeah, except that I'm like, okay, I get to learn about refrigerators, and I woke up this morning and our refrigerator was 48 degrees.
48 degrees!
Because one of our kids decided to go in and help themselves to milk before they went to bed and never closed the refrigerator door all the way. And refrigerators in ACs work very differently from residential refrigerators.
Oh, I'm sure the residential refrigerator would drop. Well,
it's a completely different process.
Anyway.
So.
My orange juice, heating it up, is it like hot Tang? That's what Nursing Air Travel Bug says. Well, healthier for you than Tang. No, like added sugar. I don't know. I think it's just the knowing that I'm getting vitamin C and the hot liquid helps the vocal cords. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, it's a toss-up whether I like the tea or the hot orange juice better. Nursing Air Travel Bug says milk is essential to wash down a jar of cherries.
Maybe that's why they were so stinking cranky, because they were coming down from a sugar high and they were on a sugar hangover.
For those of you who have just joined us and don't know what we were talking about earlier, our children did get into the clubhouse refrigerator and eat a bunch of maraschino cherries
and hot fudge.
And
well, it wasn't hot, but the fudge.
Anyway, it was all over the clubhouse. They got in big trouble. They spent an hour and a half cleaning it today. They've learned their lesson. No more tricks. No more treats. So,
yep.
We've had an interesting day today.
Well, I tried. I tried to fix the microwave.
You
and
did
failed.
Try, and I'm so proud of you. I'm kind of wishing that some other things would stop working so you could get your hands into it and prove that you know your job.
Well, I'm excited for refrigerators. Mm-hmm. I definitely want to know and understand how ours works, because there's some cool things that we could do that will take up less power and other things. Yeah. But I just want to know how it works.
He learned how to install soft starts on ACs. So if you're interested in an upgrade, book us for
Quartzsite
2021.
Honestly, if we're coming near your area where you're at, let us know, and we'd love to just stop by and work on it. It would be a business, so it's not going to be like a friend coming out and helping out. But if it's something that you need fixed in your RV and you don't want to take it to an RV dealership, let me know.
Yep. We're your next best.
Or maybe
method.
Even better.
Probably better.
Because you're not having to pack your RV up and be without a home.
We come to you.
Even if you live at home, or if you have a house, I'll come out and work on your rig there too. So it's not just full-timers. We're not exclusive. Anybody that has an RV, we'd be loving and willing to help you get your rig in its best shape possible.
Nursing Our Travel Bug says, come to Austin. Super fun weekend celebration. Whoop, whoop. Are you guys landed then? Have you made it all the way to Austin?
Yeah.
I think you were traveling through this area this last week. So I know we missed you. We could have driven up to Sulphur Springs, but that would have been like 2+ hours of driving for
like an hour
or two. It's tough. It's so tough. We'd love to see everybody all the time.
Sulphur Springs was a fun area.
It was.
Even if it was just a short amount of time.
Well, thank you all for joining us. It's been fun. The sun is finally out of our face. But isn't this place gorgeous, you guys?
That's why I wanted to do our live stream outside, even though that first portion was really hot.
Yeah, it was really hot, guys. I'm sunburned. We've had fun. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you. You're the one that does the outro part, right?
Let me get set up.
You guys, we love you and we miss you. But again, let us know if you're going to be in Quartzsite, if you want to get a hold of us there to do any of your fixes or upgrades for your RV.
Yeah. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to take a thumbs up. And as always,
live life intentionally. Bye, y'all.
Bye.